Now, post-mortem report of TV actor Sidharth Shukla, who died of a heart attack on Thursday, is out. There is nothing conclusive as yet in the report, and the doctors have not given any opinion so far. Sidharth's viscera samples have been preserved. In fact, all right, let me quickly cut across to Amit Tyagi, reporting live from outside Cooper Hospital in Mumbai. Amit, over to you. We know that the post-mortem report is out, and it very clearly establishes no internal or external injury. So foul play is more or less ruled out, but the reports haven't been given out as yet because the viscera report is still pending, and that will really establish very clearly whether there has been anything peculiar or anything different in terms of his medication that may have resulted in a heart attack. What did he consume? This will be a thorough test on his chest, his abdomen, his pelvis region, internal tests that will be done to establish the same. When do we expect that report?
Right now I bring you the live visuals from the Cooper Hospital. You can see the commotion live. Please see the visuals. The body has come. The body of Sidharth Shukla. We're bringing you live on India Today. Here you see the body has come and it's been put up in the van where it will be taken for the last rites. You can see when the white the cloth that's Sidharth Shukla's the body. It's been put up in this van which is decorated with marigold flowers, and you can see the team of some family members, the police people and the medical team. They have done the formal formalities of a death certificate and everything, and now the body is being taken to this ambulance. Will go from here to Oshiwara. It will take almost 40 minutes to reach there. See, the body has been already kept in the van, and now they are leaving, and we bring you the live exclusive visuals of the body of the last journey of Sidharth Shukla. The formalities have been done. The body is kept. The van is start to begin the journey, and here the journey begins. Here is the van that's going to the Oshiwara Crematorium, and we bring you live the visuals of Sidharth Shukla's dead body, which is inside the van. And here the journey of popular actor begins. As you can see the commotion outside, a lot of fans, the media, everybody is following this journey, and we're going to be bringing you live till this place, till this car goes to the Oshiwara. And yes, we are bringing you the live visuals out there. You can see the commotion. It will take almost 40 minutes to half an hour. Our team gets you the live visuals of Sidharth Shukla, and police is commotion.
Our ground reporter Amit Tyagi, who's literally following the van. Yeah, go on, Amit, we hear you.
Yes, we're following the car. We follow it till the body reaches the final destination. We're on the run.
Right, Amit, if you can give us some clarity on where the body is taken to. In fact, India Today brings the first visuals of the body being brought out of the Cooper Hospital. Just has been placed inside the van. The van is moved. Amit Tyagi on ground has been following the vehicle. This is on its way for the last rites. Amit, exactly where will Sidharth Shukla's body be taken to?
Well, it's been said it's directly been taken to the crematorium, but still they have kept the suspense. But it looks like it's heading to the crematorium. We are following the car because there's a lot of jam on the road. I'm right now in the car following the van. Police had ensured that that they had barricaded everything, but we managed to we are right on the road. We have left for Juhu. Now we are heading towards Oshiwara. As I said, it's a very hugely populated place in Bombay. It's because of the metro construction, the road is already, it doesn't have space, but we're trying to manage and go towards the van, and it will take us around 40 minutes to reach Oshiwara. Both the house and the crematorium are adjacent, so that's why there is no clarity as to where they're heading, but it seems like they're heading to the crematorium because there is quite a commotion at the house as well, though it seems like that the house also is a possibility because the Pandit ji and everybody is the Brahma Kumaris people, they are there. And there is some kind of a formality that needs to be followed. As I said, they're a staunch Brahmin family, the Shukla family. So it can't happen like that. So it seems like the house option, going to the house, can't be ruled out. Or in that case, the last formality can happen at the crematorium. Because the mother also hasn't seen the dead body. So let's see, we are following the
mother
van
has
and
not- the
we are
mother
heading
has
to our
not
teams,
seen,
are capturing the live visuals from all angles.
The mother has not seen Sidharth Shukla's face as yet?
Yes, because she was not here since he was brought to declare dead. Only the sisters and the families, they had come. The mother has been in the hospital. I think we have captured the van. We can locate it. There's a huge jam on the. We are right now in Juhu. We have to cross Juhu, cross the entire Andheri stretch, and Oshiwara comes in the end of Juhu. So there's a like 2 kilometers ride from this place where the Juhu circle. There's a huge jam here. So I am expecting a half an hour journey.
Right. Amit, I get your point. Okay, it's about half an hour from the Cooper Hospital all the way to Oshiwara, where he will be cremated. The final rites will be performed. Let me cut across to Saurabh Bhaktania. Saurabh, are you with us? We hear that you're also towing the van behind. In fact, Sidharth Shukla's family is also in that van, we believe. Do take us through the details. Who are there present at the moment?
So there was a sort of delay actually while getting the body out from the Cooper hospital, because there was a lot of paperwork, what the sources were telling us, because the final conclusive reports was not handed over. According to the protocols, Pooja, basically when after the post-mortem, when the body is handed over to the family members, the hospital authorities actually give them the actual post-mortem reports. It has the proper stamp. It also has the sign of the doctors, the head of the doctor who have actually conducted the post-mortem. But now the body is been removed from the Cooper hospital. What we have been told that yes, there was some
All right, I'm going to try and patch him back again, but here we have two reporters. India Today, they're literally tracking the vehicle right behind. Sidharth Shukla has currently been taken to Oshiwara, where the final rites will be performed. Remember, he passed away last morning. In fact, this has come as quite a devastating news for the entire fraternity, and just across the country, the fans all over who've been really obsessed with his personality and have been really following him through and through, all through his television soaps and reality shows, eventually becoming a star in his own right. He had a stupendous television career and a huge fan base. It's really heartbreaking for people all over to see a young, very prosperous and promising star gone too early. Amit, if you can tell us exactly where the van stands, and are they heading straight to the cremation ground?
Yes, Nabila, the sources say they're heading straight to the cremation ground, and the team is stationed there, and right now I'm there at Juhu Circle. So I've crossed the Juhu stretch and I've entered the Andheri thing, and the van is just like a half a kilometer away from me. So they are on the DN Nagar road, which is directly straight road goes to the Oshiwara. So I'm in the Andheri, from there the Andheri began. I have to go where the Andheri ends. That's where Oshiwara is. That's where the crematorium ground is, the cremation ground. So we're following and tracking the entire the funeral journey. Our team has been following it since morning, and it took a little delay in the whole thing, the police matter, the whole FIR, the preliminary report, but finally they could manage to be on time, because it's been almost like 24 hours in the time the actor had passed away, and it was a huge delay in terms of the final procession happening. But finally the journey has begun, and fans waiting outside his house, the fans were there, the Cooper hospital, and all the fans are following, in fact with me also, the bloggers, the team of bloggers, the media representatives, everybody is following, and to catch the glimpse of the actor. We could manage to show you live the visual of the dead body that was wrapped in the white sheet, and it was quite shocking sight, because I had just talked to him 15 days back for our event there today, event Mind Rocks, and he said he was very busy, he couldn't attend. So I'm getting a deja vu feeling that he was supposed to be part of our prestigious event and he couldn't make it. And I wish he could have spared time, because he said, I'm like so busy, I have so many projects lined up, I won't be able to spare time for the event. But he promised me that for our next event he would be there. But I wish we could have, in our next India Today event, we could have featured him, because he had promised me that he will be there. But God been wanted, and the fate took us away, Sidharth Shukla, and he's no longer, and we are covering his final journey. Who would have thought he was supposed to grace our India Today stage and talked about his journey from a model to a youth icon, as a reality TV star, as a cinema star. You know, he was associated with every facet of Indian entertainment. He started off as a model, he became a TV star, he became like a face of soap opera, he ventured into cinema, he got launched by Dharma Productions with none other than Alia Bhatt and Varun Dhawan, and then a reality show changed his life. Right? What better launch pad anybody would have thought, like a simple boy with like a modest background could have thought. That's what people are drawing parallels with Sushant Singh Rajput and Sidharth Shukla, because both had the similar kind of journey. Both started off as a TV stars and they got good breaks. He was launched by Yash Raj Films, even this by Dharma Productions, and that's why, you know, the parallels have been drawn between the two cases. But all in all, it's just a loss for the industry that such budding talent who on their own merit came and made in the so-called nepotism-driven industry, they made a name for themselves. And Sidharth has been a winner always. You know, he's won all the reality shows, and but though he had to struggle a lot. I know him since his struggle days when he used to do TV shows. He started with Babul Ka Angan Chute Na and shows like Ajnabi, and finally Balika Vadhu was the show that made him like a popular TV star. So the journey, the graph of the actor I had seen, and I remember when he got the Karan Johar film, and such a beautiful role. He portrayed the role of a guy who was a complete man, you know, opposite Alia Bhatt and Varun Dhawan. You know, that was a role to die for. And then this whole popularity of Bigg Boss 13, he winning, and the fan clubs, then Shehnaz, and this recently his albums, and he was there in the Bigg Boss OTT, I think 10-12 days back. We had interviewed him for Bigg Boss OTT, where he had made an appearance, and he was supposed to come in this Bigg Boss as well. So many projects he was supposed to do. He didn't get time to attend.
He really left the country high and dry with all that he had in store to offer. We were really waiting for him to you know, take up all those many roles that were pending, so many projects that he had already committed himself to, because the guy was in the peak of his career, and it's very shattering, not just for his family, I'd say time and again, for India as a whole, because it's very hard to digest that a man who is so fit, he's very focused with his fitness regime.
Live on India Today. Here you see the body has come and it's been put up in the van where it was taken for the last night. You can see over the white.
All right, let me quickly cut across to Pooja Shali there, joining us for the autopsy report details to give us an insight as to what to expect. Pooja, over to you.
Well, so of course, the most awaited moment would be a clarity on what exactly happened to Sidharth Shukla. Post-mortem was done. However, what do we know so far about the autopsy report? Doctors have not given any specific opinion for now, which means for now it is an inconclusive autopsy report. There are many other tests that were done as well, and those reports are pending. Nothing conclusive has been found. Of course, lessons learned from Sushant Singh Rajput, waiting for a final assessment. Actors' viscera samples have been preserved, however, and therefore cremation is being done while viscera samples can continue to be studied. No mention, this is important, of internal or external injury yet on Sidharth Shukla, the television actor who died at 40. Chemical analysis that also is going to be now further examined may shed light further on the cause of death. We do know that it was a heart attack that took place, but what more that precisely became a cause of concern and led to the death of television actor Sidharth Shukla.
All right, Pooja, thank you very much. Here you have several, of course, protocols that needs to be followed, and we are looking at the police and the doctors who thoroughly investigated this matter only to ensure that there's nothing fishy into the death of Sidharth Shukla. It was a massive heart attack. Nonetheless, they're looking at the viscera report that's still pending, samples of which will come out soon enough. It's preserved for now. No mention of any internal or external injury. We're hoping that it's all conclusive and that there's really nothing to worry about, because of course there was a lot of suspicion on the medication that he consumed the night before. So what is that medication? Was he on that medication for a prolonged period? Was it just a one-off medication that he had taken? What exactly was it? That most likely the viscera report will establish, and that's what we're waiting to understand. But right now there isn't any foul play, is what the police has said very categorically. Now, you're looking at India Today reporters, Amit Tyagi, Saurabh Bhaktania, who are literally towing the van that's carrying Sidharth Shukla's body. They're going all the way to the crematorium ground where he will be buried. In fact, the final rites will be carried out. Let me cut across to Amit. Amit, any word on who is in that van? You're following that van. We can understand the kind of, the rush and the crowd surrounding it. And while it's even on the move, we see that there are people literally hovering around that bus quite naturally because the man had quite a huge fan base. And we see, go on. Who's exactly in that van?
Yeah, the van has a protocol that only 3 people can be there in that. So we could see 3 people there. Seems like that they are the family members, but they're not definitely the close relatives because the mother and the sisters, the only closest family members are not there. They are there at the house. So they must be the brother-in-laws or the ex-cousins of Sidharth Shukla that we could figure out from a distance since police had barricaded the entire thing. So there are 3 people in the van along with 2 assistants to just just hold the body and to put it in the van. And I think there'll be 3 people from who dressed in blue who were from the hospital who gonna be holding the body and taking it to the Shamshan Bhumi where we're heading. So initially there was a plan of going directly to the house, but I think now directly we are going to the Oshiwara Shamshan Bhumi. Now because of the metro work, the route has been changed, and ambulance, because they have access to the location, we are not able to follow the ambulance route. We have kind of taken a different route to reach it faster. And there is a very densely populated area of Mumbai, so we're just following the by lanes to reach it and follow the ambulance. I think we can locate it and we can bring you the exact movement. But it seems like they have not yet reached, and they're gonna take another 10 to 15 minutes to reach the final destination. And we are tracking and bringing you there. Also, on if we talk about Sidharth's house, all the actors has been coming since last evening. Everybody from the fashion industry, television industry, as well as film industry. There were actors like Varun Dhawan and the Rajkumar Rao who had come, and it's been a huge rush of celebrities and everybody to reach and to pay the actor the final goodbye, and everybody had tears in the eyes. Though didn't speak on camera, but
Absolutely.
Whoever actor I'm talking, they all are shocked and could not believe that industry has lost such an actor. So
Really,
we expecting a lot of actors at the funeral
news.
ground as well, because Sidharth had a huge body of work. And
Well, absolutely. Amit, I'm going to come back to you. Amit continues to track the bus that's currently en route to the cremation ground, the Oshiwara cremation ground, where the final rites will take place. And that's the van that you see on the left-hand side, where the body has just been moved in from the Cooper Hospital. It's on its way to Oshiwara cremation ground. We're going to be tracking this continuously. Do stay with us. I'm going to slip into a short break and be right back. That's just reached, and of course some glimpse of that bus where Sidharth Shukla's body has been, in fact, just brought out of that van. The process is underway. This is the final rites that's now due to be carried out in just moments from now. You have Sidharth Shukla's family, of course, some friends and relatives, some celebrities from the television industry who have arrived to bid their final goodbyes. Here's the bus that has just arrived, carrying Sidharth Shukla's body. The visuals, live visuals, as we bring to you right here on India Today, tracking this live glimpses of that bus through that gate. I'm going to cut across to Amit Tyagi. Amit Tyagi, where are you? Aren't you alongside the bus? You've been following it. Where have you all reached? Is this the Oshiwara?
As I said, there was a road. Yes, they had the body. The ambulance has reached the Oshiwara, the crematorium. Our team is there following it. Unfortunately, because of the road closure, I had taken a different route and there's a lot of jam. But I will take another 5 minutes. But the body has reached, and we have already shown the visuals of the body, which has the ambulance, and now the crematorium. This is the Oshiwara crematorium, and from there the yatra will begin. So we are still following it, and as soon as we get the visuals, I'll be showing you live. So that's the current update. I'm just rushing to the spot. It's just 5 minutes away from there.
Well, this is the Oshiwara cremation ground where Sidharth Shukla's final rites will be conducted in just moments from now. Our reporter Saurabh Bhaktania as well as Amit Tyagi, both of them on ground tracking all those developments as family members of Sidharth Shukla gather at this cremation ground waiting for the final rites to take place. Remember, he passed away last morning about around 9:45. He reached the Cooper hospital and the hospital authorities, after monitoring, after checking, finally declared that he was brought dead. The exact time of death needs to be ascertained, but for now we understand that Sidharth Shukla woke up lifeless. I mean, literally did not wake up that morning. He was lifeless when his mother rushed to wake him up at a regular time, around 9 a.m. But what's really interesting to note is that around 3 a.m., the wee hours of the morning, he woke up with a chest carrying Sidharth Shukla's body. The visuals, live visuals, as we bring to you right here on India Today, tracking this live glimpses of that bus through that gate. I'm going to cut across to Amit Tyagi. Amit Tyagi, where are you? Aren't you alongside the bus? You've been following it. Where have you all reached? Is this the Oshiwara?
As I said, there was a road. Yes, they have the body. The ambulance has reached the Oshiwara, the crematorium. Our team is there following it. Unfortunately, because of the road closure, I had taken a different route and there's a lot of jam. But I will take another 5 minutes. But the body has reached, and we have already shown the visuals of the body, which has the ambulance and now the crematorium. This is the Oshiwara crematorium, and from there the yatra will begin. So we are still following it, and as soon as we get the visuals, I'll be showing you live. So that's the current update. I'm just rushing to the spot. It's just 5 minutes away from there.
Well, this is the Oshiwara cremation ground where Sidharth Shukla's final rites will be conducted in just moments from now. Our reporter Saurabh Bhaktania as well as Amit Tyagi, both of them on ground tracking all those developments as family members of Sidharth Shukla gather at this cremation ground waiting for the final rites to take place. Remember, he passed away last morning about around 9:45. He reached the Cooper hospital and the hospital authorities, after monitoring, after checking, finally declared that he was brought dead. The exact time of death needs to be ascertained, but for now we understand that Sidharth Shukla woke up lifeless. I mean, literally did not wake up that morning. He was lifeless when his mother rushed to wake him up at a regular time, around 9 a.m. But what's really interesting to note is that around 3 a.m., the wee hours of the morning, he woke up with a chest pain. He phoned his mother, who lives in the same building, another apartment below, and complained to her that he wasn't feeling too well. He was uneasy. Mother came up to his house, gave him a glass of water, asked him to rest for a little while and see how he feels the next morning. And he went to sleep and then never woke up. As per the doctors, he was brought dead. And that's what's shattering to even imagine, that had he got timely treatment, had he rushed to the hospital in time, could we have saved this? Could we have even saved Sidharth Shukla? That's a thought that I'm sure has consumed every single one of us who have admired his work and all that emotion that he's left behind today. With that much loss and grief, of course, there's that much regret as well attached, that if at all he had got timely treatment at around 3 a.m. while he complained of chest pain, had he been rushed to the hospital, the nearest hospital, would he have been alive today? Amit, we can see visuals here coming in of the Oshiwara cremation ground, and we see the van there parked. Sidharth Shukla's body in there, family members, we're not able to identify the faces of them as yet, but we see a lot of people crowding around that van. We understand, as per our reporters on ground, that there are quite some celebrities who have already arrived wanting to bid final goodbye to Sidharth Shukla. Do we know who's present there? His mother, his two sisters, how are they doing, Amit? Any word on how is his mother doing?
ट्राई करूं चंडीगढ़ के में से
All right, I'm going to try and patch Amit Tyagi again. Here we are looking at Sidharth Shukla's body being brought to the Oshiwara cremation ground, and that's the live visuals that we're bringing to you. On the left-hand side, we're looking at the van that's parked up, that's carried Sidharth Shukla's body all the way from Cooper Hospital to this crematorium ground. The delay was only because there was a thorough post-mortem report that was carried out, because you have the cops this time not wanting to take any chance. In fact, Sushant Singh Rajput's death itself was a huge reminder for the police, it appears, for them to act timely and ensure that every single detail was looked into, only to ensure that there is no foul play into the death. There isn't anything fishy that they could find, and which is why we hear that there are 3 cops investigating the matter thoroughly, and the post-mortem procedure was entirely recorded on camera. It was all done thrice around, just so that they're mighty sure that this is natural death. There isn't foul play that's gone behind this. But again, there isn't any confirmed conclusion since the Viscera report is still pending. You have the Viscera report's details that's been withheld because right now there's going to be thorough internal tests that has taken place. In fact, we understand that they have tested areas of the chest, the abdomen, the pelvis region, only to see if there has been anything that he's consumed that could have turned poisonous and triggered a heart attack. What kind of medication did he consume? As per reports, he consumed medication the previous night and then went to sleep. So what was that medication? Was it prescribed? Was it a multivitamin, or was it anything else? Those details need to be given out. The Viscera details has to come out as yet. It's now been withheld. But the body of Sidharth Shukla has already arrived at the crematorium ground. Amit Tyagi has now joined us. He's been tracking this development all through and through. Amit, please take us through. Are you right there by the cremation ground? We see some people inside, not able to recognize their faces though. Please tell us who's around there. How's his mother doing, most importantly?
I can't see the family members, but only see the people who are from his family who were there at the hospital. Those people are making the arrangements. Even the actors also, trying to get into it. So in fact, they asked where it's happening, because all of them actually thought that the cremation will happen at the house, but they had a change of plan and it directly came to the crematorial ground. So all the ceremonies are going to happen here, which is supposed to happen at the house. So mother is still at the house, but they are expecting her to be here at the thing, but according to Hindu, the ladies can't enter the Shamshan Bhumi, so there'll be separate place where the female the family members can see the last procession. But so a lot of his actor friends are supposed to be there, a part of it, and they are on the gate trying to get inside. Again, I said the police has kind of had to barricaded the thing, so and it's a change of plan, that's why most of the people are not able to get in. But as I said, lots of people are expected to be there. Lots of people from the industry. We had Vikas Gupta to Rakhi Sawant, to everybody who has been associated with Sidharth Shukla in various shows and TV shows and everything. They are here. Jasmine Basin and lots of actors. They just made an entry recently. Asim Riaz, who was supposed to be the closest competition to Sidharth Shukla in Bigg Boss. People had created this rivalry. He also has been there since he was there last evening. Also in the morning, also he is there. Prince Narula. Lots of almost all the people who have been associated with the actor are here, and it's a sad of affair that they can see. And especially the fans who they have put up banners and posters outside his house, and they're expecting that the body will be brought directly at home. That didn't happen, so they are a little disappointed. I could see a lot of the disappointed faces also, but they could, since the area is very close to the house, the funeral ground, so actually they could walk over to this place. But the police is ensured that they have to follow the COVID protocols, so there can't be any gathering. I think that was the reason they changed the thing, that if they go to the house, there'll be a major commotion. So to avoid that, the family took a decision of bringing it directly to the cremation ground, the Oshiwara cremation ground. So that's here, and I think the formalities will take another half an hour to 40 minutes, and then the body will be laid to rest. So You could see the visuals, and we are trying to bring you what's going inside. You could see the garlanded, the van, and the people are in the mask, so it's difficult to identify. But they are the people, the family members from Sidharth's extended family, like his cousins and from his sister's family. Not actors are not there. Any recognized faces are not there. But all the from his family, the other people, they are here, and I can see some female members of the family as well from his sister's family. But the mother and sister are not there. I think they'll be joining in any moment. So, looking at the COVID situation right now, the police is ensuring that the crowding does not happen. But you can't stop it. You can see the crowd has already gathered. You know, people who were there at the house have come here directly to catch the last glimpse of the actor. And here the body has arrived, and now the Panditji and the people from the Brahma Kumaris, they're going to be doing some the last rituals, and finally the body will be laid to rest. And some people from the industry are here. Since in the mask and the cap, it's difficult to recognize people, but yes, a lot of actors and all are expected to be here. And that's how the journey of Sidharth Shukla, his real life journey, somewhere his last TV show, I remember, Broken and Beautiful 2, he played a character which was very intense, and somewhere those shades of the character was seen in his last journey. You know, that the character which was sort of kind of like Kabir Singh, the web series was very much appreciated for Sidharth's portrayal of an intense role of a creative guy who just makes his life go berserk. So somewhere that intensity, with what intensity Sidharth had portrayed that character in Broken and Beautiful, in the last journey, I mean, all those visuals are coming to the mind, and when you know somebody, and when somebody goes away suddenly, all the images of your association with that actor comes to the mind.
Amit, do stay with us. I'm going to cut across to in fact, Vidya joining us right there from Oshiwara Crematorium ground. Vidya, we know that you're right there, but we're not able to identify exactly who's inside. We see through the railings of the gate some of the family members of Sidharth Shukla we see, but we don't see his mother, we don't see his two sisters. Would you know where they are and how they're doing in the first place, and who do you see right before you?
Well, there is a huge crowd. I'm right outside the gate. You can see the number of people trying to peep inside the crematorium. They've gotten onto the walls to catch a small glimpse of the late actor. And also, because of the bigger cars where the stars who had worked with Sidharth Shukla, they're all here. They're trying to get in. People have, with their big cars, have just blocked the entire road, and Mumbai police is trying their best to see to it that these cars are cleared off the way, so that the actors who are in it were asked to go on their own and not take the big cars inside. The actors have managed to get in, but there's a huge jam that you can see across the road as well. There's this there's a huge crowd. And then during this pandemic, the Mumbai police is really finding it difficult to control the crowd and make sure that nothing really untoward happens. But almost every, in every car there is someone important who was associated with Shukla, and that's the reason they are here in his last journey. Most of the family members are not really here. What we are being told is that they will be coming here in some time, but as yet, friends and relatives, some of the relatives who are with the departed soul right there at the hospital, they have all reached here, and in some time from now the last rites would be conducted for the actor. But certainly many people are still awaited, the family members are still awaited, and that's the reason why this will take a while. The crowding here certainly will not cease. It will certainly keep growing. And Mumbai police certainly has a bigger task at hand right now to control the crowd.
Right, Vidya, we do know that as now that the body is already brought in for cremation last rites, we understand then in that case the viscera report has already been done, or rather the tests have already been done. A report on that is awaited. Is it likely for the report to release anytime soon? Because that report really would establish what he has consumed. As per reports that he may have taken a tablet right before he went to sleep, and that's what's now questions being raised as to what kind of medication that was. Was it prescribed to him? Was it something that he took on his own? Was it a regular medication, or was just a one-off day that he consumed this certain medication and then eventually suffered a heart attack? So that's a very important aspect to look into, and that viscera report will be tell-all.
Well, it certainly will be, but viscera report will not be so soon, Nabila. It takes a while. It will take, in fact, a couple of days, and probably also because the forensic science laboratories are heavily loaded with a lot of other cases as well. So we have seen that most of the cases that are really sent to the forensic science laboratories generally do take a while before the reports can really land up at the police's table, before they can really make a report on that. So certainly, it's not really an easy task. It will take a while. The chemical analysis report and everything will, gathering all that and then making a final report will take a while. It will not be so soon. But yes, the preliminary report of the post-mortem has certainly said that there were no injuries in neither internal nor external on the mortal remains of the actor, and that's certainly something that that's a huge sigh of relief to know that at least those injuries were any injuries were not there. But certainly the viscera report will be extremely important, Nabila, as you said. But at the moment, the family here only wanting to conduct the last rites of their son and their brother, and that's the reason why just the family members are coming on here, right here at this particular place. You can see where there is a huge crowd. Almost people hanging on to the barricades there, trying to see that if they can catch a glimpse of their actors, the favorite star that they knew, who they probably connected with on screen. And that's one of the reasons why this particular place right now will be occupied for the next couple of hours at least, until the cremation really gets over.
Well, we see some visuals here, Vidya, of Shehnaz Gill, it appears, very, very upset and relentlessly crying. She seems quite devastated. Vidya, is she anywhere close to the crematorium ground? These are visuals that's coming in of Shehnaz Gill, who seems very visibly upset, devastated, is crying. Is she anywhere around the crematorium ground?
Well, what we are being told is that she has reached the crematorium ground, but there's no official confirmation to that, for the simple reason that there's a huge crowd that you can see. What we are being told that she has reached, she was one of the closest partners of on screen and off screen. The couple was much appreciated and loved, and that's one of the reasons why a lot of people were seeing, we wanted to see the two actors together. I have Nupur with me. Nupur, is Shehnaz Gill here, and who are the other people who are inside? If you could tell me a little about it.
Shehnaz is here. Shehnaz is inside. Divanka Tripathi is in this car, but traffic is so much, and see the frame. All people are gathered, and I was stuck in that crowd.
And the crowd is extremely heavy. So Shehnaz is inside, and a few other Divyanka and others you said.
Divyanka, Karanveer Bohra.
Ali, all those people who were associated with the late actor are here. We saw Shehnaz was crying
here for his last darshan.
So, take your breath, catch your breath, Nupur. So basically, you can see, a lot of people who were associated with the late actor. They are sent. Some are still pouring in. Many trying to get into this heavy crowd so that they can reach inside and pay their last respects to the actor. It's not just the friends and family members, but also the fans who really want to see and pay their last respect to the late actor.
Well, we clearly see that many of them who have come by to bid their final goodbyes, quite devastated. Shehnaz Gill, in fact, here, a visual that's coming in. She's at the crematorium ground where Sidharth Shukla, just moments from now, will be cremated. Final rites will be carried out. Shehnaz Gill in that car there, she seems quite upset, visibly devastated. She's been crying relentlessly. In fact, her father gave out a statement saying that she's not okay and she's very, very upset and she's been sobbing relentlessly. Here's the visual coming in of Shehnaz Gill. Remember, the two, Shehnaz Gill and Sidharth Shukla, had immense chemistry on screen, which translated off screen as well. She was said to be his rumored girlfriend. There was never an official statement that came out from the both of them that they were together or not, but at least it was visible with the chemistry that they shared, that they really had such a strong bond. Here, Shehnaz Gill, more or less, was the one always very vocal about the way she felt for Sidharth Shukla. We're looking at Shehnaz Gill now, who's right inside the crematorium ground, appears quite devastated and quite upset with Sidharth Shukla's death. All right, our reporters on ground, we have Vidya, we have Amit Tyagi, we have Sarabak Tania, all of them who are continuously tracking these developments. Remember why this is such a shocker for the industry is because Sidharth Shukla, what a booming star. He was someone who really made his mark wherever he went, be it Balika Vadhu, where he really became a household name with that television soap. And then eventually went on to do some daring stunts in Khatron Ke Khiladi. He won that reality series and then went on to become the undisputed winner of Bigg Boss 13. Quite an overpowering, aggressive, complicated person. When we say complicated, he would always, there would be none who could win against Sidharth Shukla. That was the kind of character that he sort of exuberated on Bigg Boss, which really brings out the true personality of a person. And Sidharth Shukla's true personality and character was visible in Bigg Boss. And the chemistry at that point in time, where he shared with Shehnaz Gill, while he literally went sour with many other contestants within the house. You had Shehnaz Gill and Sidharth Shukla, who were inseparable. They were so bonded, so close, very attached. And it's really heartbreaking to see Shehnaz Gill as well right now, who seems very visibly devastated, crying, weeping relentlessly. She's apparently inside that cremation ground. Oshiwara cremation ground is where the final rites is going to be taking place. As per Hindu tradition, women are not going to be allowed inside the cremation ground, is what we hear. But nonetheless, we see several relatives who are there, men, women, both, who are inside the crematorium ground. The mother of Sidharth Shukla is not present there as yet. She's still in the house. Whether she's going to be arriving here or not, we'll know in a bit. But here, the last rites of Sidharth Shukla will take place in just moments from now. India Today has been tracking right from the start